We have come to the province of León in northwestern Spain. Martin Bucher, Maya Sucher and their 2 children have been up since 7 a.m. Today they want to walk 26 kilometers along the famous Way of St. James.
At first it's unusual, but you get used to it and everything seems to slow down.
Stress at work or around the house grinds people down. But here, it's peaceful and quiet. This path puts you under its spell. Everyone's headed in the same direction. You don't see that often in life.
The Camino is the final stretch of the Way of St. James, a European pilgrimage network. Scallops symbolize the routes and keep pilgrims on track to Santiago de Compostela, the destination in western Galicia. That's where Martin, Maya and their daughters are headed, walking 300 kilometers in 3 weeks at temperatures of 35 degrees Celsius in the shade is a challenging experience, but it's also liberating.
On the Camino, you realize that everything's not as hard as it may seem. Life can be a burden sometimes with work and all of that.
You have plenty of time to think about yourself and your daily life because you have a break from it.
The only burden you have is your backpack.
Pilgrimages give people something they miss in everyday life. More than 250,000 people took the St. James's Way in 2015, almost 3 times as many as 10 years ago. The pilgrimage is a way to find life's real meaning. Stefan Albus has also walked the Way of St. James. He wrote a book about how a pilgrimage affects you and why so many people are going on them.
We live in an age when the human being, the human personality, is becoming less and less important. Work is becoming more concentrated. You have to work more for the same money. Stress is increasing. More people have the feeling, my life is no longer about me. What can I do to change this? How can I find my feet again and feel like myself again?
The foundation of the Way of St. James was laid 1,200 years ago, when the relics of the Apostle James were buried. Ever since, Christians have made the pilgrimage to Santiago to expiate their sins, but today the pilgrimage is less about formal religion.
Many people on the pilgrimage are seeking themselves. And self-knowledge is definitely a first step toward spirituality. If you set off on a path that people have been following for 1,000 years so that they can have spiritual experiences, then you feel an inner bond with these people. And joining others in a 1,000-year history is a great feeling.
German entertainer Harper Kerkeling's 2006 bestseller, I'm Off Then, Losing and Finding Myself on the Camino de Santiago, described his own pilgrimage and triggered a boom. The book was later turned into a feature film.
Ich komme alleine klar. Ich hab's kapiert. Eigentlich könnte ich jetzt nach Hause fahren. Aber warum sollte ich?
A necessary accessory is the pilgrimage passport. Pilgrims get stamps at inns and churches on the way. If you've walked at least 100 kilometers, you'll receive a pilgrimage document in Santiago de Compostela.
At first you see they're stamping people's documents and you want one. But at some point your pilgrimage passport is so full you only take the stamps that are especially beautiful.
The increasing stream of pilgrims has increased prosperity in many remote villages on the Camino, and new lodgings for pilgrims have opened. Maya, Martin and the children stay at a hostel. It may be plain, but for many people simplicity is an educational experience.
When you come home, you're not another person, but you do know that you can get by on less. You don't need a lot of things. Everything you need for the day can be carried on your back.
The next day, the trek continues westward towards Santiago de Compostela. one step after the other, in the search for the meaning of life.